Alright, today we'll be going over some really difficult permutation questions. Alright, if you're really interested in GRE Quant or A-level mathematics, I think this is the channel for you. So just click on that subscribe button and let's get the party going. Alright, the first question here says, using digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many 4-digit numbers divisible by 4 can be formed? It says repetition of digits is allowed. So the first question you will ask yourself is, we're using digits 0, 1, 2, 3. Now it says repetition is allowed. The first question you should ask is, what is the rule for a number divisible by 4? So the general rule for a number divisible by 4 is that the last 2 digits of that number must be divisible by 4 or must end with 0, 0. So let's bring out the multiples of 4. So we're going to have 0, 0, we have 0, 4, we have 0, 8, we have 1, 2, we have 1, 6, we have 2, 0, we have 2, 4, we have 2, 8, we have 32, and then we have 36, we have 40. So let's stop here because we've already entered digit 4, and whereas our highest digit here is 3. So now let's pick out the ones containing these 4 digits. Now we have our 0, 0. And we can have 0, 4 because 4 is not there, no 0, 8 because 8 is not there. We have our 1, 2, and then we can pick out 1, 6 because there is no 1, 6 there. We have 2, 0, there's no 2, 4, there's no 2, 8 because we don't have 8 there. We have 3, 2, and we can have this, we can have this. So at the end of the day, we're going to have 4 numbers in the last 2 boxes. So now we're going to use this box method. So from what I said earlier, it means we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of filling these last 2 boxes. So we have 4 here. Now the question says the repetition is allowed. We have 4 numbers to pick from, but the problem is 0 does not start our numbering, so we have only 3 to pick from. Now after that we can bring in 0, and now we have 4 to pick from. So the answer becomes 3 times 4 times 4. Now 3 times 4 is 12, 12 times 4, that will give 48. Alright, that's that for the first question. Now for the second question, it says using digits 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 without repetition, how many 4 digits even number can be formed? So we're using 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first question you're going to ask yourself is, what is an even number? So an even number is any number that ends with either 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. So an even number must end with any of these digits. Now let's bring out the even number in the question. So we're going to have 2, 4, and 0. So we have 0, 2, and 4. So that means the last digit must be filled by any of those 3 numbers. So here we now have 3. Now the question says repetition is not allowed, so we've already filled it this way. Now the problem with this is you're going to get to a point where 0 will be here and 0 will be the last number and 0 can come in. So we cannot use this method. What we're going to do is, because we have 3 even numbers, we're going to bring out 3 sets. So we have our first set, this will be our second set, and this will be our third set. Now for the first set, we want 0 to end, so we have one way of doing it. Now if 0 is ending, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers to pick from, so any of them can start. Now we've used 2, 0, and one other number, so we have 3 left, and after that we have 2 left. Now let's assume we're using 2. Now if we're using 2, That means we have one way of filling here, but 0 cannot start. So we have removed 2 and 0. That means we have only 3 numbers to pick from. Now after that, 0 can come in. Now when 0 comes in, we've already picked out 2 numbers. We have 3 left and then 2. Now let's assume we're using 4. The same thing with when we were using 2. We're going to have 3, 3, 2. So at the end of the day, we're going to have 4 times 3 times 2. 4 times 3 is 12. That will give us 24. Now this one is going to give us 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 2, that's 18. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 2, that's 18. Now when you add up everything, 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 4, that's 20. You write 0, keep 2, plus 2, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 60 numbers that can be formed that way. Alright, the last but not least here says using digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 without repetition, how many 4 digits numbers can be formed such that the digits of the numbers from left to right are in ascending order? So this one, there's no hard and fast rule. We're using 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to look at how to arrange these numbers. So now we can have 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, it must be in ascending order. We can also have 1, 2, 4, 5. We can also have 1, 3, 4, 5, and we can have 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, we've said that before. We can have 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, and we can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 numbers. Alright, thanks for watching and do have a lovely. Alright, today